course, from Rick Dollywell, the reports are that Nikita Zadorov and Chris Tanev are on the Vancouver Canucks radar. Of course, the obvious connection with Tanev, the two connections here, Tanev, the obvious, of course, he's a former Canuck, and Zadorov, of course, being a Dan Milstein agent where he is in, Andrei Kuzmenko plays there. Of course, Milstein has other players on the Flames roster as well, too. So it's not just a Canucks thing. But the question comes up here, and one of the things that has come up at the reported, again, I'm going by reports. I don't have the confirmation of this. I'm not an NHL insider, but the reports are indicating that the Flames are not willing to trade with a divisional rival, i.e. Vancouver, i.e. Edmonton, which has caused a little bit of a pushback from a lot of other of the expertise on Twitter. Why are you not wanting to trade? Why does that matter? Here's my theory, Dan. You bring yours in. I think that you bring in Dave Nonis as part of the operations. Dave Nonis is a big Brian Burke guy. That is a philosophy that I believe Brian Burke has always had, not wanting to trade with rivals. I think it's kind of an older school feeling that you don't make trades with your arch rivals. And quite frankly, I think from the Flames' perspective, I don't think it's a trade that you can truly win. And I think that they feel that they will take a step back if you trade Tanev and Zadorov to the Canucks.
I can't see them both going there. As far as trading to rivals, I've never liked the idea. I've always thought it was cool for the longest time. I think it was like 20 years. Calgary and Edmonton had never made a trade. And I kind of like that. And then they messed the whole thing up with the Stamkos deal. But if they want to trade to Vancouver, and if Vancouver has the best deal, I think the not trading to rivals really depends on where you are in the standings. I mean, right now, Vancouver's first in the Pacific at 25 points. Calgary's sixth with 12 points. If you think that you're a playoff team, yeah, I can see don't trade to your rivals and give ammo to a team that, where it might come back and bite you later. If Calgary says we're embracing a rebuild, I see no reason not to if it's the right deal.
Right. But But I think the other thing that we've always talked about with trading with rivals, and we've had this conversation when the Canucks were in sell mode and the Flames were in buy mode. Like, I think that that offer that comes from the Canucks, and it would be the same way the other way, has to be you drive that market higher if it's the Canucks and or the Oilers in terms of what you ask for. And it has to be much higher than what you would get from any other division. This has to be here, as opposed to that there. So it's got to be a lot more. Like, we insist on a first rounder, not a conditional first rounder, as an example. Where if you went to Toronto, we might go conditional first rounder if you're giving us another, you know what I mean? Like, it is a bigger, deeper offer. That's the one thing that I've always kind of stood on with that. And I think.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from with it, Kev, but I don't know. Like, I think, yes, you can ask for more, but at the same time, you might not get it. And I think if even if you ask for more and you don't get it, and Vancouver offers whatever Toronto would, or, what you're saying you might offer outside the division, I think you've got to take, at this point for the Flames, the best offer wherever that comes from.